Hi, okay, so I've been seeing a lot on YouTube, TikTok, and IG, just the reels and stuff and shorts, where people are talking about decentering men from their life and that their life is better and being child free, their life is so much better, simplistic, less complicated, and just stress free. And that's very true. Um, when you decenter yourself from a man and you're just living as a single woman and you're child free, your life is about you and maybe some of your plants and maybe your pets, but mainly about you. When you have people that are dependent on you, obviously your demands increase, your needs increase, your stress increase, like everything intensifies. So, um, life isn't always about living simply. Life, and honestly, being a single woman and being child free doesn't mean your life is going to be simple all the time, but it will certainly be more simplistic, more like less stressful from what I gathered. Okay, I mean, I can't speak for all women, but from what I gather, yes, like the women that are saying, yeah, they're happy, they're free, they're chilling, they're stress free, free from stress. That's what I mean when I say free. Yeah, like um they're free from a lot of stress. I mean, you still gotta like take care of yourself and work and live life. But here's my perspective. Like, I have a partner, I have two children. Um so and my family is blended. So I was married once, divorced, remarried. So here is like my take on it. When I was 19, 20, 21, 22, up until age 24, I did not like date. Like, I was by myself, single. I did like have a few friends and I would hang out with groups of friends, but I never really like I didn't have a boyfriend, okay? I didn't have a boyfriend. I didn't have I may have had one, but I really didn't date. Like, so, um, and I also didn't have any children. Everything was about me. I was in college. I lived in an apartment. I worked at my mom's boutique. I went to cafes whenever I wanted. Like, life was good, right? But I wasn't really happy, and I think part of that has to do with like being mature. But the other aspect of it was that I did want a family, and when everyone was going to see their family for holidays, and when people were doing the holiday family thing, I was depressed. Like, I was more depressed single and without kids than I am now. I like had major depression from age 17 until honestly until probably age 26, 27. I had my daughter at 26. I had major depression. I was diagnosed. I'm diagnosed with mild depression. And yes, I did prioritize my mental health big time, and I did go to counseling and stuff. But I didn't go to counseling when I was 27, 28. I didn't start going to counseling until after my divorce from my oldest daughter father. I didn't start taking like all my counseling sessions were virtual, but I still I still went from major depression to mild depression. So it just depends on who you are as a person and what you really desire, and getting in touch with that. That will determine whether or not you're a happy person, or you will be a happy person and you will find fulfillment or not. It's not necessarily like less like overcomplicating your life or not complicating your life. Like, most of the disciplines that I have, writing, poetry, publishing, self-publishing books, makeup, editing photos, fashion, disciplines that I have and I took on in the past when I was at a place where I wanted to produce something of better quality. It intensified my life. It was very complicated and stressful. So, but the results were phenomenal. So, overcomplicating your life isn't always difficult. I mean, when things become complex, doesn't mean like you become unhappy. it's really about what you desire. Like, that's what it is. So I just wanted to mention that because I know that these women are telling the truth, but a lot of times people just tell some truth. They just tell some of the truth. Or they just tell what they believe themselves to know. And a lot of times it takes time and experience in life living to really get there. So I just wanted to paint that picture, and really simplifying your life can help you manage anxiety, depression, and whatever else. It's not the answer to fulfillment and happiness, just like simplifying your life. You have to really dive within yourself and take a discipline that resonates with you, and then you will start to feel fulfillment. Whether that's creating a family, making music, having like your favorite career, traveling the world, whatever like it is that you want to do, or all of that. If it really resonates with you, then it'll work, okay? Whether it's super complex or not. But I will say this. My life has only gotten more complex when I've like having children and having a partner. My life has only gotten more complex. It has only gotten more intense. Wanting to have better relationship, wanting to have a better relationship, wanting to have a house, trying to manage everything, managing the household, managing it efficiently, and just trying to get better with each and every year becomes more stressful. Like, just adding quality to your life and like taking on something and like working hard, it's more stress. It's more, your life becomes more complex. That's what I gathered. So it's not like, oh, you get more stress, oh, it's more complex, that you won't be happy. But I will say this: if you're not in touch with who you are and you got added stress and you're doing something that you don't really love because your religion, your culture, your parents, other people are telling you how to live your life. So now you're married, you have all these kids, you're not happy, you're not fulfilled, you're not in touch with yourself, you don't know what to do, you didn't really choose to do this, other people chose this life for you. Yeah, you're definitely going to be miserable. And unfortunately, that's a lot of people's situation. So I don't know exactly what the solution is for people in other cultures, other than, hey, let's just like learn ourselves. Let's encourage people to get in touch with themselves, and how do we guide properly? Because I see a lot of like control and oppression, and it's been like that since what, World War I, World War II, going into these various systems. And then like maybe even further back with religious institutions, just instead of embracing and understanding the people of a land, conquerors will just annihilate the people, annihilate their culture, annihilate their spiritual practices, beliefs. So we still got a lot of maturing to do, and we still got a lot of work to do. It's just, this is my perspective about being a mother. And yes, like, having a man in my life intensifies my life. It makes it more complex. It is not simple. Having children, more stressful, more complex, not simple. Why am I happier? Why do I feel more fulfilled? That's because I value being a mom, having people around, creating, learning different things, going to clubs, when I was in college, hanging out with my friends, drinking, smoking hookahs, going to concerts, being completely selfish, self-centered or whatever. And that life wasn't fulfilling for me. But when I was just with one child after my divorce, I spent a long time being celibate. I spent a long time taking care of myself and like not dating and not looking for someone. I spent a long time like just focusing on myself. And when I met someone, the person who I'm with now, and we online dated, but I still lived a very self-centered life. And my daughter was so little, so her demands were so small compared to, and that's just my take on it. Some people feel like when you're younger your demands are higher, but I don't see it that way. I feel like the bigger you are, the more you need. You got to go to school, you got to learn, you want to maybe take up an art or a discipline, so you want to get some instruments or maybe some art supplies. You want to take up a sport, so you got to get them to practice. You got to, when you're raising your children as they get older, it becomes more complex, period. But when she was little, her demands were not so much. And I was by myself and I wasn't dating, and I was like had my plants around and meditating and taking care of my health, and my life was amazing, and my mental health was like where it needed to be. So I'm not saying that like you can't have a single life and be a single woman, child free, and like really be fulfilled. It really depends on who you are. It depends on who you are and if you're in touch with yourself at the present moment, like in your life, right? So that's it. That's my advice. That's my little piece about decentering men from your life. It can be beneficial depending on who you are. It can help you depending on where you are in your life. But it also may not fulfill you being by yourself. And you could actually go into major depression if you're not the type of person that really wants to be by yourself. Okay? So I hope that I explained some good things. Bye, ladies. Bye, guys. Bye, everybody.